CoryxKenshin, also known as the Shogun, is not just a YouTuber. He's an entity, a force of nature that defies conventional boundaries, existing across realities with limitless potential. While on the surface he may appear as a charismatic gamer and entertainer, a deeper analysis, using VS Battle's wiki terminology and highball scaling logic, reveals a being who transcends far more than just horror games and samurai skits. To begin this scale properly, we must first understand the narrative feats and meta-humor CoryxKenshin regularly engages in. He exists as a self-aware avatar capable of manipulating time by disappearing for months and reappearing unharmed, breaking the fourth wall, and interacting with digital space-time as if it were clay. This alone places him in at least low 2C, as he has demonstrated feats of affecting timelines, particularly through his control over upload frequency, continuity, and memory manipulation. His community never forgets, even when he's gone for a year. That's not a following, that's persistence of existence across space-time. But that's just the beginning. Let's highball CoryxKenshin past 1C using layered reality and metafictional scaling. In multiple videos, Coryx has shown the ability to interact with his games in real time. He pauses horror games to threaten the antagonists, speaks to in-game enemies as if they were conscious, and commands jump scares with absolute precision. These aren't just comedic moments, they're meta-level interactions, meaning he's not bound to the dimensional laws of the game world. In VS Battle's wiki logic, characters capable of interacting with fiction and manipulating events within universes without being constrained by those rules are considered Stop 1C or higher, particularly when those fictional universes are treated as standalone space-time continuums. And Cory's domain is massive. He doesn't just control a single game or genre, he spans multiverses of horror, action, RPG, survival, and anime games. He is aware of the multiverse, and yet operates above it, mocking glitches, rewriting storylines through reaction and presence alone, and overpowering fear itself. This is not just universal. This is transcendent multiversal, fitting within high 1C, bordering low 1 if his full meta, awareness, and power over digital constructs are considered layered structures of narrative and dimensional existence. Min-speed existence. CoryxKenshin dodges jump scares. On face value, that seems funny. But jump scares in horror games are instantaneous scripted events that occur without warning and are pre-programmed to strike faster than player reaction time. The fact that Cory has not only dodged these but pre-called them suggests precognition or acausal reflexes. In VS Battle's terms, reacting to something that moves outside of your reality or even manipulates your own perception places you at immeasurable speed, especially if your reaction time bends around causality. Since Cory actively breaks script, defeats supernatural enemies, and survives paradoxical deaths across different game worlds, his speed is immeasurable and conceptual in nature. Durability. Time and time again, Cory has been defeated in-game, and yet he always returns. In fact, he has been dismembered, destroyed, decapitated, deleted from files, glitched out of existence, and returns in full, often laughing. This is conceptual durability. You can't kill Cory because you're not killing the person. You're attacking an idea, a presence, a myth. This scales to 1C durability at minimum and highballing it, considering he remains unbothered across timelines, realities, and even YouTube algorithm wipes. He exists beyond dimensional constructs. If a being can tank a multiversal reset, such as quitting YouTube for over a year and returning with more power than ever, then we're talking high 1C to 1B durability, especially within the metafictional realm. Powers and abilities. Plot manipulation. Changes story outcomes through commentary and intuition. Reality warping. Alters game worlds with edits, commands, and narrative control. Fourth wall awareness. Directly communicates with the audience, referencing himself as an actor and observer in his own reality. Immortality. Type 9. His very fandom sustains him. Even after months of silence, his existence cannot be erased. Metacausality influences events beyond his own universe. Meme reactions, emotional resonance, and game-altering decisions span across communities and fan bases. Transcendence exists across YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and digital reality. These aren't platforms, they're dimensions in the Coryxverse. Existence transcendence, highballing past 1C, If we analyze CoryxKenshin's character as a symbol, a shogun of the digital world who governs countless narratives, edits, tropes, reactions, and outcomes, not as a player, but as a controller, then he surpasses dimensional boundaries. He embodies a tier above narrative constraints, interacting not only with video game universes, but also their audiences and structure. When Cory breaks during a horror game, the game itself sometimes crashes, glitches, or pauses in fear. His reactions control the world around him. If the fictional universes he plays in can be seen as 3D to 4D structures, then his consciousness that manipulates them without effort places him solidly within high 1C, possibly reaching low 1B, especially when you consider that he is a living manifestation of millions of people's thoughts, reactions, and perceptions across layered timelines. CoryxKenshin isn't just a gamer, he's a narrative force, a multiversal guardian of humor, fear, and discipline. By VS Battles Wiki scaling with highball logic, he reaches high 1C levels of power through his constant fourth wall manipulation, narrative control, and existence as a metafictional avatar across layered fictional constructs. No being in his games can truly beat him, and neither can time. The Shogun doesn't die, he simply logs off.